bugs, tips, glitches, tricks, and more. Oh my. So, just before we get started, I just wanted to throw out a quick disclaimer that I am using an emulator, multiple emulators, with the vanilla PAL and the debug version to get these clips. I could do it on the, original, just on its own, but it's much faster to use the debug. And I use these websites. I mean, I found the Reddit. I found that there's even a Facebook group, Game FAQ, NeoSeeker forums. I've had interviews on Discord and Zoom with some developers and some hardcore mega fans. So we'll get right back into it. Right into it. First and foremost, yeah, Aileron. I think everyone has kind of experienced falling through the floor once or twice, if not more. The Milkman 13 submitted this one. Really appreciate your forum post, friend. I didn't know you could do this. You can do it on the left or the right side of the staircase. And then this one's, so I did it in the debug, and I wanted to see what would happen if you chose Rheda and Abercan and not Brenna, and then you tried leaving the castle. You get a glitch or an error. So yeah, player couldn't be added to the group because the party's full. So if you guys ever figure out how to not take Brenna and get the other two in the castle, you're not leaving the castle. Just saying. This one is, oh yeah, we're gonna use, so if you choose Godric, speaking of which, at the beginning, he's used in a lot of speed runs, including our world record holder, Hackett to Call. I hope I said your name right, friend. Sorry if not. Where at the beginning of the game you buy a bunch of spices and gems from what you can with the money. I think I had like 13k here, and then you just make a bunch of potions and you sell them, because this guy will actually purchase them back from you for a significantly higher price, these restore potions. And even here, I sped up the clip here just so you don't have to sit here and watch me do it all the time, but look, you can see I counted 4 failures so far. A lot of good successes, but yeah, there's a lot more money, I mean, you could still make from it. Yeah, there's 6, 7, I think I'm counting, if I'm right. Yeah, and then it'll let you know when you're done. You can't make any more because you're out of components. But this is super helpful at the beginning of the game. I don't know if you want to categorize it as a tip or a trick, or a bug, if they really meant to let you keep that much or sell restore potions for that much. But yeah, super helpful, especially when you get to Aramon and you need to make money for a lot of different things. Since it's really expensive to gear up 4 people at the beginning of the game. This one's it's going to take a little while to show, but this is for the stamina spell. It actually is completely broken to where at the point it gives you the opposite effect. I taught Aileron stamina. I think Rheda can learn it as well. She's the right class, but for all sake purposes, we're going to be using the scrolls, which make either our level 5 or level 10 max. So these I believe are level 5 because it's 2 for each rank, so 2 times 5 is 10. But then it'll minus it 20 here, you'll see, after you leave the battle. But there's one other spell, I couldn't find any information on it, that kind of has a similar effect, but stamina I was at least able to replicate. And that's another thing, is if I couldn't replicate the glitch, I didn't want to, talk too much about it. Well, I mean, I will, but at the end. But I wanted to make sure I could at least show you guys some footage of stuff that I've personally found and or others have. So like, yeah, look, everyone just got stamina, and it's negative 10 instead of positive plus 10. And yeah, Abercan doesn't have negative 10 because he hasn't had it casted on him yet, because a level 5 stamina apparently can only be casted on 3 people, not all 4. Pretty wild. I mean, you would, maybe it was just an accident, a simple mishap of a 1 instead of a -1 in the coding programming in C or C++, what they used. I'm not quite sure, but I couldn't help myself, and I had to keep playing with it even after this, just to see how far I could take it. Because you'll see here after I kill this wolf, or he got 6. That's right, because Alaron cast it on him, not with a scroll. And then Alaron took some damage, used 37 out of 43. That's because it took a little bit of HP to cast those spells each time. Or a little bit of stamina, I mean, to cast stamina. Ironic. And then I just had to speed this up a little bit, just because I wanted to... Didn't want you to have to watch the fight too much. But yeah, now look. Instead of just 6, he's at 26. Yeah, Abraken's at 12, because he took some damage. Then Godric and Rheda should both be at 20. Yep. So it doubles up the stam. And you can see that their max hit points is lowered as well from what it was originally from the video. So, yeah. Why? And then you see they're stuck there. That is what it is. I just wanted to bring them back up to full just so you could see. That's what it is. And then in order to fix it, you can save, and then, yeah, I don't even think you had to close the menu, but then you can reload the game, and then you're all set. Now it's back up to 53, 68, yeah, 43, 55, which is all correct from them, or from where they are now, because they're level 8s and whatnot. Pretty sure I used the debug on this one as well. And then, yeah, that was just Alaron's stam is at rank 7, so, which, again, that's kind of, I think that one's messed up too, just because, oh yeah, mini stam fights later. Okay, so this time what I did is after using the stamina scroll on everyone without saving and reloading to fix it, I just kept doing it over and over again. I fought a wolf, used the stamina on everyone once, because you can't use it more than once per battle. And then it gets to the point to where it'll boost your health instead of lowering it. You'll see this on Abrakan here. Abrakan. Boom, his health immediately popped up like the others. Because, I don't know, reasons. I couldn't help myself but play with it after I found that out. So yeah, everyone's at, he's at 96, everyone else is at 86, because now it starts going back down after the negative 160 that Abrakan had. And you'll see, I mean, from their health is well over, well, not well, but a little over 100. I mean, Godric had 118 stam, so you know it's counting properly at least, because he was like at 30 or 40, I believe, at level 8 on the first save file before I cut the clip here. So that's pretty interesting. So I guess if you guys really had the money, when you hit Aramon, I believe, is when you can get the stamina potions, or scrolls for the first time. You can just buy a crap ton of stamina scrolls, use them in battles, jack up your stamina to the point to where it resets, and then you could go fight the Kidorak fight or something if you're having problems with them or any other enemies in the game, because then you can give yourself a pretty big boost to your overall hit points. Yeah, and this clip was found by Shell Shocker. He told me about it. Luckily, recently I got to speak with him a whole bunch, and he helped me out with a lot of these for this compilation. If it wasn't for him and other people in these, you'll see I'll mention a lot of other names too for people, because I wouldn't have enough content. There was only so much I could think of, but I mean, I haven't posted in like, what, over 10 years? and except for recently, so trying to remember all these glitches and tips and tricks and all that noise was pretty rough, but yeah, there you go. Save and reload, and look, now they're back down to normal, the 50s, the 60s. So, yeah. But let's not reload, and you'll see they're 76 because I did it one more time. They're all 76s. And I wanted to see now, okay, does it actually work as far as when people were to get hit by them? Is what does the game think your health is versus what the health is actually showing in the menu? Is it maybe just the menu? Kind of like how you'll see later on in the video where you can make it to where items disappear in your screen even though you're still wearing them. But like here I wanted to make sure, like, okay, Rheda took a hit, so I wanted to make sure, is it registering? She got hit for 31, right? Is 31 minus 114 100? I'm gonna say no. I hope you all said no too. So that kind of threw me off there, and then I just wanted to confirm it one more time because, you know, on somebody else at least, just that the numbers are off. Why they're off, I don't know, but you can see obviously her green health bar is lower than, you know, it looks like it's 100 out of 114. Why? But okay, Abrakan just got hit for 34, right? Go over to Abrakan. 34, 118 minus 34. What is that? I'm pretty sure it's not 92. And I'm just going to confirm because I'm not saying I'm the best person at math. It's not what I majored in, I'll tell you that. 118 minus 34 is 84, not 92. So, what's going on, game? I don't know, but I think it's hilarious because even though this is a bug game glitch, you can actually turn it to your advantage, as I showed. So, take that for what it's worth. This I'm not sure. I haven't been able to get a hold of the chronicling of Aidyn. His definitely check out his YouTube channel. He posted a lot of pretty good stuff, including a video of super early like release animation of the Wraith going after fighting with the Lizard King. But anyway, definitely check out his channel or her channel. And this is a video that they posted to where it has all 5 of your party members going up to the Aramon Mountains, and it's letting all the dialogue show up. I mean, obviously you can see here it was supposed to be either Beacon or Rheda, not both Rheda and Beacon, but I don't know how to replicate this one, but I wanted to share it in the compilation here just because I think it's hilarious. And I really hope that I could figure out how to do it because I would love to mess around and see if there's other scenes. Like, there you go, Alaron's portrait's not even there. So, yeah, I can only imagine what else you can do. Just like our first clip falling into the King's throne, you got launched back up and you were safe and you can walk again and everything. Well, here, between Terminer and Talwalk, there's that little area where if you fall down, you get teleported to closer on the other side of the road. And, well, you're screwed. If you walked up there because you were trying to find your Wall of Bones wand or other treasures that you can seek and find in that area, now you're stuck. I tried to fast forward it. I tried to run forward. Nothing worked. If you start, pause the game and unpause the game, there you go. You get glitched, aired out. So, yep. I've seen others too where that happens, but that was the only one I can for sure tell you I can replicate and show off. So, yeah. Another one from Shell Shocker. This is regardless of what range weapons you use, whether it's a bow, a javelin, a goblin, or hurl star. It'll let you target the enemy with the little black circle around it. But as soon as you move it, like if you were going to try and move it to a different target, if there's multiple targets in this fight, then it'll immediately throw your cursor off the boat to the left here. And for no reason. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's just because this arena didn't get tested nearly as much as they wanted to. In the debug version, we found that there was a giant squid enemy that never made it into the game. Instead, you just got 2 griffins when you're going to the Chaos Island. But yeah, it's not too much of a hindrance because as long as you just attack whatever um, enemy it first locks you into, then you're fine. But I just thought that was super strange. What could be causing this in the game, in the code? Or if it's not the code, is it just the environment or a texture or something, the boundary system or something with the walls that it immediately launches you off to one side of the boat or the other like that? No. And so this one used this. I don't know if you'd categorize this as a tip or a trick or just an oops, accidentally forgot to change some numbers around. But if you purchase the Boots of Haste, yeah, I was going to show you the rings are 33,000 each. So do that 33k times 2 times 4 if you want 8 of them so everyone can have them. And you're broke. Well, what you can do is buy a bunch of Boots of Speed, which sell for 10,000 back to the innkeeper here. And then you buy them for 5,820. And you could just buy a bunch of them, buy them and resell them, and make a lot more money, a lot faster than you could at the beginning of the game with Godric and his alchemy skill. So here I sped this up really quick, but just so you can see, I mean, even with me speeding it up, it took me less than a couple minutes. I mean, I made, what was that? What is this? $500,000, $750,000. So, yeah, I was able to get my 8 rings of healing for everyone, no problem, and then some, a lot more. I still had a little over $500,000. So, yeah, take that for what it's worth. I was told that if you have someone with too high of a merchant skill, above, I'm assuming, like 6 or 7, then it will cause an issue to where it changes the value to where it's supposed to be at. I wasn't able to replicate that, so I couldn't show it. But yeah, just make sure your merchant skill isn't super high. Hallie was the one who, I believe, yeah, he was telling me about it originally. A lot of other people posted about it on the forums too, but we were talking about it not too long ago. And then this one, I figured since we're in Terminer, why not just walk on over to the shop and buy a bunch of plate gauntlets with all that sweet, sweet money we have to show off another bug that I believe that was left into the game is you can equip. So it doesn't matter how many plate gauntlets you have in your inventory. I equipped everyone with each plate gauntlet, right? So now we have 24 extra plate gauntlets on top of the 4 that are equipped to our party members, right? So we had 28 total. Then I saved the game because I want to go do something else. I'll play again another day, right? Reload the game. And watch what happens to your number of plate gauntlets. Remember, we had 4 on the people and 24 on our inventory, correct? Pretty sure I did my math right on there. So everyone still has their plate gauntlet on. That's awesome. 2 to protection. Good stuff. And I only have 1 plate gauntlet in my stash. What happened to the other 23? I don't know. I really don't. But for some reason, saving and reloading the game really messes with a variety of different things, including certain items like the plate gauntlets. So there you go. I bought some more just so you can see like the number didn't, it wouldn't rubber band and swap back. There you go. This one is for Keelin, right? So I'm not sure if Keelin's never been rejected before or not, or she was going to start a fight or whatnot, but just something with the dialogue option. If you were to try and recruit Keelin at the Terminer in here, after you've done the whole part at Port Said and the islands and all that, and you don't let her join, everyone who could leave, you tell them, no, we're going to stay. She says this dialogue, and that's it. Like, you would think, okay, well, it would just fade to black and let you keep playing the game now. You just chose not to get Keelin, like you can do with other characters. And it's fine. They're not going to get mad. It's not going to air you out or anything. But for some reason, the dialogue with Keelin, and I reloaded it here too, just to show you the other dialogue option, what you can choose. Yeah, I don't know why it zoomed into Brenna, but it won't let you. It won't let you continue. You'll get that error message that the game will crash. So just make sure if you're not serious about taking Keelin, don't talk to Keelin when you get to Terminer. Plain and simple. Or if not, you'll get that issue. And then this. So the ogre, I just started. I moved like 2 turns, and then yeah, the I couldn't find the 4th ogre, and he just fell out of the sky and smacked Keelin upside the head. So, but that's not what I was trying to show here. That was just a stroke of dumb luck. I got that on recording, so I think that's hilarious. But what I'm trying to show off in this segment is the charming spell. Charming works just fine. If you can successfully land charming, it lands charming. But when you use your healer skill to do lay on hands or heal with herbs, when you use it, animations don't work, and then it'll just say the last text. Right there it said ogre took 34 damage because that was the last action that happened to the enemy, right? Ogre got smacked for 34 damage. And you have to get really close with lay on hands to make it work, or it'll just make you stand there for a couple seconds, like it just did for me, for Rheda there. You know, the ogre's already leaving. Okay. Maybe it's because I grabbed the lead ogre. But, yeah, it'll just keep saying ogre, whatever the last action was against them. So there you go. There's that one who says ogre 39. That one ogre 38. But then now it said ogre killed. So that was the last text, right? And you would do heal, and then it says ogre killed. Well, ogre didn't get killed again. It was only one singular ogre that died. And that's it. So, yeah, ogre killed. Even though an ogre fled, it said flees. Yeah. This one, you can't probably see it too much in that gray lighting. If you stopped the video and looked, you could see a little bit of an outline. So I'm just camping here to show on the beaches near the bog. This random texture or graphic, something in the sky. Maybe Aileron is in the Truman Show, and that's just one of the Truman Show cameras that never got covered up for him. Or maybe it's a trigger to set off a cutscene or a battle or something or another. I'm not sure, but it's a very odd texture that you can see in certain weather conditions, and it just got left in the game. I don't know what it is. Here, I'll zoom in so you can kind of see what it is. It's like a puzzle piece almost. It looks like there's like a white star in the middle, so maybe it's just a texture from the night, or maybe it's the framework system. Maybe I don't know. They wanted it to be there to be an Easter egg, to an homage for somebody. Like the cake is a lie or something. I don't know. I really don't know. And there it is again at a different angle in the sky with a different background, since it's kind of becoming sunset. But it's not too far away, coming from the bog area where Shamsuk's tower is this wonderful floating tree. Again, not sure. Was this supposed to be a mountain little area that got removed, and then they forgot to lower the tree to be at the correct height of the plains below it? I'm not sure, but you can see inside of the tree. You saw the trunk. And so, yeah, just use it as a marker, I guess. Wherever you're at, just say, oh, go north or south or east of the floating tree at the beach. There you go. So there's 2 bugs or glitches or whatever you want to call them. The Truman Show star and the floating tree. This one, so I would like to take credit for this one, because even in my old 3-part video guides of the Shamsuk tower fight, at the end of it I was showing off that if you use the teleport spell or scroll, which you can learn teleport from a trainer in the Talwalk school up at the top of the mountain, or hill, where Audra's at, or you can get the scroll right outside Port Said in a little pond. You can, yeah, you can use it to teleport, and you can go to the top of this arena. If you stand too close to the edge, then it'll push you into combat. But as long as you stay a little further away, like where Rheda's at, then you're fine. And as long as the enemy, I mean, if they use spells, like the Wraith or Wrath uses Frozen Doom or something like that, or if a ranged enemy, they could shoot up at you. But since we're going to be super cheap for this example, Rita's got some flasks, Aileron's got a bow, and you could just you can camp snipe. You could be a sniper and, yeah, kill enemies that way by just teleporting up there, and they can't touch you. So I thought this was hilarious. I did it. I remember the first time on accident. I was trying to teleport over the center divider just to get closer to the enemies, and I didn't quite make it far enough, and yeah, it teleported me up here, and I tried to replicate it, and I thought it was the funniest damn thing ever. See how far that flask flew down? And then if you try and fall back down, see, it'll glitch you out like Aileron's, I don't know what he was doing. Sometimes, depending on the character, yeah, like Aileron was able to get down, Rheda wasn't. You would have to, if you can't get down, then you would have to use teleport again. Costs you a couple more gemstones to actually get down there, to teleport down. But sometimes, yeah, you could just, depending on the character, Aileron was able to just fall down. I think when I used it, I forgot, but yeah, there's some characters that just fall. There's some people you have to use teleport. But Rheda just got down again, so there you go. Maybe it's all just has to do with angle and perspective and, I don't know, geometry. Good times. So, but this is so much fun to play with, and in certain fights, it could be extremely helpful, especially when you fight like the Goblin Lord, and if he's targeting one person, and you just have that one person teleport up into the sky, and then they just stand there like the skeleton and just ignore everyone else. It could be helpful. So this one I wanted to show off now. So before, yeah, as it's starting and everything, I always used Godric and Beacon, but you don't need Godric and Beacon. You just need Beacon. Just throwing it out there. You do not need Godric. Let me say that again. To keep Farris in your party right before you fight Shamsuk. You just need to make sure you come from the back of the hut and go to the left right here. And you're good. Pretty sure it's something to do with Beacon's dialogue. Like if you had Rheda in your party, she would say like a minute-long cutscene about, the fight and everything. But I think Beacon's is glitched, and it'll make it to where you can just leave. It won't cut to the next scene and then cut to Farris betraying you and leaving. So I wanted to show you, this isn't edited, but it's just me speeding up the video so you don't have to sit here and watch me kill everything, on how to keep Farris. I did a guide on Sholeh, so I didn't include that into this video. Yeah, check my channel if you want to look at that, how to for sure get her at least. But yeah, you get the journal entry, and the main thing is do not go forward. Do not go right. Don't try and go around the hut and enter to the right. If you are trying to get your light reaver, lightsaber, whatever, or yeah, you just lost access. If you want to keep Farris, you cannot, for the rest of your gameplay on this file, you will not be allowed to go back into Oriana's hut. Sorry. Go around. There's multiple ways. You can use the teleporter. But as long as you do not go in front of her house, then that cutscene won't trigger where Farris will betray you, and you can keep him. Kind of similar with the Dougal fight. If you wanted to keep Dougal, you would go get your name from the dragon, and then you would go back to Terminer and grab Dougal. And as long as you don't go back into the dragon's cavern, then the scene won't trigger, and you get to keep Dougal. Very similar here with Farris. And I just wanted to show you going through the swamp, or using the teleporter, because I heard some people say they were able to do it, and then they were able when they went through the teleporter, a scene would trigger for some reason, and Farris would just disappear. Well, the spirit scene triggered, and I was fine. So, excuse me. That's just a for sure method that I know what works. So, yeah, that's how you keep Farris. Good old Jester. Crazy as always. Okay, so for this one, right, I wanted to show, okay, Rita's level 9, you saw her stats. I raised her dex. I raised her her strength a little bit. That's everybody's level, 9s, 10s. I think there's an 8. Yeah, M. Dead is on the Neoseeker forums, I believe, and he mentioned this one about how if you were to have Rita, you played the game with her with a whole bunch, and then you find her again at the inn here in Terminer, and then, okay, you did the Shamsuk fight and everything, and now you want to get someone else because you don't want Rita. Well, Rita will stay and she'll go back to the inn, right? Well, when you get your character, you would expect that, okay, the items may still be on her, or the items go back to your inventory, right? But you would expect that, okay, once I swap that character around like that, right, her stats would be the same, right? Everyone's 9, 8, 10, but she goes back to 3. It resets her to her starting level, and all of her, yeah, her dex is the same, her strength went back down to 10, her stam's 31 at start, and there you go. You have to start all over. She lost any spells that you might have taught her. Everything goes back to 0. Like you just got her in Gwernia Castle, level 3, boom. So that really sucks. So if you pick Rita, make sure you're in it with the long haul. She requires a long-term commitment. This one, yeah, Stronghold, thank you. I think this is what you were talking about in regards to kind of getting to see an area underneath it, or like an RPG Maker. At least this is what I can think. This is the only place that I could think of that would be it, where you can glitch through some of the textures that the boundaries weren't set with them properly. I've never fallen down them, but look, you can see behind the tomb over there for Maxon, and you can kind of see up where some of the mountain, the dunes, and the desert are. But that's about it. It's cool to check out. Yeah, I don't know like where that pit, the sand pit, was gonna go to. I don't even know what that's for. It doesn't really serve any purpose, at least as far as things you can do requesting in it. Maybe it was supposed to be like the Sarlacc pit in like Star Wars, because there is a light reaver in the game. So maybe the devs were a big fan of that, and they were like gonna have a plan for that. Who knows? It's all speculation, but yeah, you can do it. It's one of the areas in the game where you can just look underneath and take a little look-sees under the desert. I hope that's what you meant, friend. Stronghold, really appreciate your submission. And so this one, yeah. Oh, Sholeh. See, I told you guys how to get Sholeh before in another video. But here's the thing. Once she joins you, look at her stats. She's got 30, 25, 30, 30, 30, right? She's pretty high up there. She's level 20 because you get her towards the end of the game. I think Endurance is 30, Dex is 30, Int was 30, right? So she's pretty good. Really awesome if you want to get her late game. But if you want to quit, save and reload, and come back and play the game in another day, and then everything looks good, except one thing looks off there. Her intelligence. What happened? I'm not sure. Is it her? It thought it was 3, and then it was 30, and then it drops down to 3 because it messed up. I don't know. I really don't know. She wasn't wearing anything that increased her intelligence, so it's not like it went all the way to the max and went back down. I don't know. But bubbles, that always makes things better. Bubbles. It always comes out of this one crack, this crevice here in the barrows. But it'll only do it when I first enter the barrows for the first time, this area, and I have to stand right here on this very particular 2 squares here on the map. I don't know what they were for. I was thinking maybe they're like a wind or a dust devil thing, but there's no wind or dust devils around. And as soon as you approach them, that's it. You can't re-replicate it. I've tried going back. I tried moving to the left, to the side, the right side. I tried everything. The only thing I could do is if you want to save and reload the game again, then you can get the bubbles to show up again. But they serve absolutely no purpose other than maybe a little cosmetic. You can see bubbles, but I I don't know what it's for. But again, this is glitch, bugs, tips, tricks, and more. I don't know what to call that. Um, but yeah, bubbles, good times. And you can see like it's the cutout even here in the emulated version of the game. It the textures are a lot cleaner and crisper versus on the N64. You could see like there was a line, so maybe it was supposed to be like a hidden thing or something you could move or change that never made it. But anyway, so I've heard a lot about these 7 items that you get, the Barrow's items, and how to keep them. Some people have said they've been able to keep them. Some people have said that you have to do this, that, or the other. But we don't have currently a solid, for sure method on how to do it. But what I can show you is my personal findings is, okay, we're going to keep the Mage Drake ring on a character. So on Aileron. So you remove everything. You have to equip all the items and then remove all the items except for the ring. Pause, unpause, boom, there you go. Now the ring is still there. Look, he's still getting 3 to wizard, but it's gone. It's out of our inventory. It's not there. So I don't know what causes it, but you have to do it, and it only works for these 3 specific items. So it's the ring, and then the next one I believe I'm going to do is either the helmet, or I think I'm doing the Night Drake mantle, yeah, are the 3 items it works with. So I was super excited when I first did this before, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to get to keep them and everything. Well, wait and see. But yeah, look, now he's got the cloak. It's giving him the dex bonus and everything. He got the 5. Aileron still has the ring. It's still there technically, but it's not there. So, and then okay, so yeah, now for Baird, and again, it doesn't matter. I don't know if I said it or not. It doesn't matter what character you do this on, at least for me. But yeah, they can keep the 1 item. I've heard of other methods where people say they've been able to keep items on certain characters, haven't been able to replicate it. So yeah, you see all his stuff, and I'll do it with that, and then boom, same exact thing. I keep the helmet. He keeps his +5 to willpower. It's still on there. And I mean, technically, because it's not there and it's still on them, you could equip another ring, another helmet, another cloak, and it'll still be, it'll give you the bonuses of two items, of 2 cloaks, 2 helmets. But I mean, that only goes so far. I mean, I don't know why you would need that little extra bump of protection or whatever bonus from a ring or a cloak or a helmet for a fight or anything. Maybe it would be useful for the ending battle, but you can't. So yeah, and then I was just showing here that you can't keep any of the other items. When I remove everything, it just stays on him, like not like the other 3 items. Yeah, the ring, cloak, and helm. So there you go. That was my personal findings. I'm pretty sure on the N64 version, like way back in the day, I'm talking middle school, I was able to keep the ring too. I don't know how to replicate it though, so I can't prove it, unfortunately, but that was something I was able to show you guys on camera. So yeah, and then you come over here, you're going to start giving things up. The first item you give up is the helmet. So it looks like you're going to give them the helmet, you lost it, and then you get an error code. Your heap walk error code, and it says, yeah, tell someone to fix this dialogue. check. You're missing the item. It's not in your inventory before taken, right? But yet it's still there. It's in your inventory. You can see that the helmet was on our guy. Yeah, for this reload, I put it on Abracan, and then so you can see it's the ring, that's the cloak, and it's the helmet again, right? And then if you do just like how we did the int glitch or bug, whatever you want to call it, with Sholeh's int, I don't know if that's directly correlated or not, but with the issue, but boom, there you go. All the items come back after you save and reload. And I mean, you could do it again. I've tried doing it again where I glitched the ring and whatnot, and yeah, it still won't let me keep it. But there you go. And since they were on different people, they weren't all on the same person, it didn't work. But yeah, you can do it again if you want to, as long as you have all 7 of the items on one person. So there you go. Do with what you will with that information. Maybe someone will take that and they'll think of something I didn't, and maybe we'll actually legitimately get a way to keep the items. So this is just, you got to throw out an honorable mention to soft locks. Everyone's been soft locked, crashed because of issues like this with different spells. I heard if you pause and unpause the game during the casting of a spell, it'll glitch the game and soft lock it like this. But here you go. I just had to show it off. It's happened so many places everywhere that, yeah, I just wanted to show at least an example. Why not show Lugash? Because everyone, if you don't get the Loden sword, you wall bones him. Paul Jonas, if you have Baird in your party, and then you go and you camp in that area where I was showing you, it'll glitch the game for some reason. The first dialogue option's the right one, and then those other 2 will glitch the game. This is with the 4 megabit non-expansion pack version. So here we are, we doubled the RAM, and I moved it to high resolution, just to show you both error messages, because they are a little bit different depending on if you are or aren't using it. Same exact area, I didn't even move. I think this is the same file. And then you do it again, so yeah. Jonas, thank you for posting about this too. It was super helpful. I think I knew about this one back in the day, but I forgot. So it was good to read a post from someone. And yeah, this error, it says no free camera. So unlike the Keelin error, I don't know. I think they're 2 total different errors, to be honest with you. They don't have any similarities. But anyways, speaking of Baird, he has spear or pole as a weapon he can use. But you saw there when I used the spear and I tried poking the wolf, it didn't do an animation. It just hit him and he did a bunch of damage, but that was it. It doesn't do anything. So I think there's another, yeah, see? It doesn't move, it doesn't make like he lunges or cocks back and lunges forward and pokes the wolf or whatnot. It just attacks and does damage. So there you go. And another funny thing I noticed about Baird too on this one was, if you put on the Jester's Mace, then look, the scythe or the sickle portion of the weapon, it's not there. It has the hilt. You can see the colors of Farris and everything, that the little tassel or whatever is on it. But yeah, you can even get kind of a closer up of that. It's not there. So I don't know. The only thing I can think of is in one of the prototype alpha versions, Rheda's hand was glitched out and you could see it like fling up into the sky, regardless of what item she had on her. And then it looked like he was taking a giant axe and he cocked it back and hit the wolf. So I don't know. I think that one was actually Shell Shock that showed me that one too. And then everyone knows, I think, or at least you've heard of, the infamous mushroom in the Dragon's Cave. Gotta give a shout out to the damn mushroom. The evil, evil mushroom. Whoever left this in, why? Just, why? That's all I can say. Some playthroughs it does, some playthroughs it doesn't. I don't know if it's expansion pack related or what. It just seems to be random. Some people, like Shell, and I think one other guy I've been talking to said they've never had any issues whatsoever with this mushroom. They were able to get past it. Other people said having problems every time. Me, it's just random. I don't know what causes it. Um, a way that I know will fix it is if you save and reload the game right next to it. Then it'll reload you either pushed past it or behind it, and then just do it again and again if it causes you problems. Or sometimes even if you save away from it and come back, it'll work. But that's the only method I could figure out how to make it work. But I had to mention this. It's iconic. I think it's part of Aidyn's history. Speaking of history, the end of the game. Here we are. I don't want to try and print cross, really. Yes, you. Thank you so much for posting about this. I think this one came from Reddit. I renamed my character Jeff. You saw his name there. And yeah, we beat the game. Beat Pachengarat. Here's the poor king dying. Spoiler alert. Well, I hope you actually played the game all the way through before actually watching this at least once. Hopefully. So it's not any spoilers, but yeah. Here it goes. It's true, Jeff. I'm your father, Jeff. Okay, and then Aileron. How much I loved her, Aileron! Exclamation point. Like what? So I'm not sure if that's a text glitch, if there was a picture over, or if it was of hash value or something or another, how they localize it. Yeah, I don't know. But there's that one. So here's some that I noticed. When in the 4 megabit mode, not installed in the combat, when you pause spells. Yeah, I was talking about the soft locks. I couldn't replicate it. Maybe it's Nintendo 64 related versus the emulator. The wand system, I can't replicate that. I don't know how with the charge and unrecharge. And then this one, I don't have a turbo controller, so I can't tell you that, but I've heard people talk about it. If you mash things too fast, and then, yeah, at the beginning, same. The ranger skill, it'll randomly, periodically lower, yeah. So, but then here's some other honorable mentions. This gentleman here, he's talking about the Rabasat's asp. That lady that you talk to, apparently if you have different text, it'll clog it, I don't know, or glitch it. The chlorophyllia, I don't know what that is. You said the board veterans would know. I searched for that word on the forums. I don't know what that word is. I don't know. I really can't. Same with like this one. I've never had that issue with Lugash where certain party members would never get turns. Everyone's always gotten their turn. I mean, like if, depending on their dex level. And then Lone Soldier, oh my gosh, shout out to you. I remember printing before they started charging me to print in my middle school your guide for the games, the walkthrough, since I couldn't afford the premium strategy guide. Thank you so much, friend. I think I found everything on this list. The flying tree, the hole in the sky thing, that was the Truman Show camera. And then the lake in the desert, I think you were talking about too. But the distorted textures, edge wall on the Chaos Island, I tried following your description. I tried the trees. Dude, man, I can't. I don't know what you're talking about. I couldn't find it. But if anyone else has, please let me know. Because I'll try and replicate this and make a part 2. And then, yeah, that just sounds to me like, again, a texture or graphical issue maybe that Lone Wolf Soldier was talking about too. About not being able to see certain enemies are invisible. And then this one, so yeah, this one just sounds straight up like a rumor to me. That there was a scrapped content fight with Farris. Yes, we know and have video evidence of how to keep Farris, but a fight where you fight Farris like Doggle, I don't know. I haven't been able to replicate or ever heard or see that. And then Hallie, I gotta say thank you so much for everything. I tried doing the whole with the spirit shield and then dispel necro and then put another spirit shield with the hobgoblins and do it again and again. But I couldn't find any consistency on how to actually prove it, especially since you can't see the protection numbers. So, but thank you again. And thank you guys, everyone who's answered to that Reddit post. I know there's people reading it and a lot of people who didn't post back. Totally understand, that's cool, but yeah, there's 506 of you at least at the time of this photo. And so I know there's a lot of Aidyn Chronicles fans out there that some of them don't want to talk. I get it. Like this one, when I posted about the world record stuff and how it's under 4 hours right now from the current holder as the current time for this recording, it was like over 1,200, almost 1,300 views. It doesn't show it. Reddit doesn't show it after 45 days, so I can't show you. But there was, yeah, like almost 1,300 people that viewed that. And then this is the Facebook group. This was made back in 2007 and it has 100 members. So it's not as big as the Reddit, but still, it's been around a lot longer. Look at people. People have been posting artwork that looks awesome. There's been people making quotes, talking about the game, different speculations. There's people messing around with the beta alpha versions of the game. Yeah, that's awesome. Just having so many conversations. So I know there's a lot of people out there. I know there's those few hundreds or thousands, if not on the Reddit that I showed you. Yeah, this quote right here, there may not be, yeah, there's many of us. There's dozens of us. So, and that's about it, guys. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to get as many tips, glitches, tricks, and all that noise as I could. I tried scouring the internet for as many as I could. This video was made actually as a tribute to one of the developers that I spoke to. A couple of them wanted to see actually glitches and bugs and stuff that made it past the game, because as I showed before, from the debug to the actual finished PAL and TFS versions that got released on cartridge, there was only a couple months that they were finishing and doing final touches, and a lot of stuff made it, as you guys have seen. And I wanted to just show it off and let them know that, look, you know, there's a lot of people who played this game. It wasn't just me that found all these. There's a lot of people that got to play your guys' game, and it really affected them a lot, myself included. I mean, I got to play the game with and without the expansion pack as a youth, and now I'm playing all the different versions again as an adult, and it really affected me a lot. I love it to this day. It's one of my top childhood favorite treasures. I'll say that right now. And I don't really ask you guys to do things like and subscribe and all that BS, which, yeah, if you don't want to, good, don't. But I would really like to ask you guys to comment and let the developers know, because there's a couple that are watching this, hopefully that will, and let them know, what's your story with Aidyn Chronicles. Did you actually play the game and like it? Did you play the game and hate it? Or just comment and let me know, hey, you watched the video and yeah, you played Aidyn Chronicles, and say Spike Strife's an asshole or he sucks at video editing, whatever, I don't care. But just let them know, like, what's your story? Do you like it or do you not like it? And how did it affect you and impact you as a kid or as an adult, or whenever, how old you were when you played the game? Where were you? Did you play it with or without the expansion pack? Did you find any of these glitches? Are there other ones that were missed? Really, I just want, not even for me, but for them to be able to see and to hear and to know that, look, there's people that played your game and we love it. And yeah, it continues to live on decades later, that we love this game. It's a lot of fun with projects like people trying to decompile the source code in Unity, with the revamp versions, with the artwork and the scripts, the comic. There's a lot of people still to this day doing a lot with it, and I'm glad to be a part of the community, and found the community not too long ago actually on Reddit, and then it just expanded from there, and that triggered me to want to check out everyone else, to see if anyone, you know, else was involved in the project from the team or fans. And yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much, really appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and stay tuned for the next one.